Hey, good evening. This is Chris Lowery, your independent candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff 2026. Just coming to you live on our weekly Facebook podcast. Uh, Come out to you to talk to you a little bit about ourselves, what's going on throughout your week, talk to you about voting, some things that are going on within Jefferson County, a little bit more about my campaign and what I will be, the platform that I'm running on and what we're standing on. So let's get a few people to log in. Once you get logged in, do me a favor, like, share, tag somebody in it, and let's try to grow our audience this evening. So again, welcome. This is Chris Lowery, your independent candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff 2026. Make sure everybody can hear me okay. Log in, do me a favor, like, share, tag. It appears that we are getting volume in there. So let's see who's jumping in. Hey, Kristen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining in. Go ahead and tag somebody, tag and like. Try to get some more audience members in here. We're growing up to 4. I'd like to see us get up around 15 or 20 relatively quick. This evening, we will be talking about early voting, some situations that have happened within Jefferson County, as well as you, the audience, be able to hear your concerns, comments, and answer any questions. Kristen says you're seeing it on my page, but she can see it on my personal page. I'm looking on the I'm watching it on my phone here from the sheriff's office page, Kristen, and it seems to be showing fine. I'll just show you there. It is showing up on my phone. So double check that for me. I want to make sure anybody and everybody can see it. My personal page is kind of locked down just because of some situations that have happened. I'll leave the sheriff's page pretty open and transparent, folks. Good. We just grew to 11 folks. Hey, Zach, welcome. Welcome to our live. Again, this is Chris Lowery, your independent candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff, November of 2026. We do our weekly live Facebook live so that we can talk to our voters and constituents and understand their concerns, their questions, comments, address any issues that they might be having. One of the big things that I want to talk about, because I just recently, and I'm talking an hour ago, got on Facebook and I saw some comments that were saying that I had dropped out of the race, and that is the furthest thing from the truth that could ever possibly be imagined. I have not dropped out of the race. I think there is confusion, as I have tried to explain multitude of times, that as an independent candidate, you're not seeing me on a ballot right now. This is the party primary race. Today was the conclusion of the the early vote for the primary race. And I think there's still some confusion about people not seeing my name on there. But I've tried to do a really good job, and I would rely on you guys as my consistent followers and supporters to spread that word that Chris Lowery is still in it. He will remain in it. There is no plans of dropping out, and nothing that I can see in the future that would cause me not to continue this quest of being your next Jefferson County Sheriff. So if you would like and comment or share this live, share it to a group, share it to your personal page, whatever you would like to do. Anything to help grow the message, because I know as you follow me throughout these, I just looked and I think we've been in this race for now about 26 weeks now. So that's equivalent to 6 months that we've been doing this. And I would tell you that we have been making a lot of headway. That it seems to be that every day good news tends to reach out to me. Today, I was eating breakfast at Lucky's Cafe, where I was doing what I would call a coffee with a candidate, and I was able to meet with a few constituents, few voters, and actually had people come up and pick in my brain as to other candidates and information about people that are currently in this primary race. So if you've not got out and voted, I cannot tell you how much I would encourage you to do your civic duty, and please go vote. Please go vote. I know the early voting is over with. That's been going on for the past couple of weeks. Today concluded that early voting. I think the Jefferson County Courthouse shut down voting at approximately 5:30, I believe it was. And I'll try to pull my glasses off for a moment. But anyway, tomorrow will be the actual election day, and that is going to take place at your polling precinct. So wherever you normally vote at, and in the past, for where I live at, it was the Whitehall Community Center. I have not checked that to see if that's where you're at. You can find that at VoterView. Just go to Google and type in VoterView, Arkansas VoterView, and it'll take you to the Secretary of State's website where you can enter in your information. It'll a couple things: verify that you're a registered voter, which we need everybody to be a registered voter. And then it will tell you where your polling place is at. Plus, it will let you know it gives you some examples of what ballots that you will have. If you pull a Democrat ballot, or if you pull a Republican ballot, or I think there was one for an independent on there as well. But majority of your race, majority of your election is on the Democrat ballot. Yep, Kristen, yours is at the community center. That's where mine was at. In the previous years, I did participate in early voting. I was down there bright and early on that Tuesday morning that early voting took place. And so please, 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 I cannot stress it enough that we need you, the community needs you to go out and cast your ballot. There are a couple of key races in there. I've spoke about this a few times, but I don't mind sharing it again. Because for those of you who have not had the opportunity to go out and vote, you might have not heard this yet. So there are, so Kristen, for you specifically, there's probably other people on here watching that are similar. So the coroner's race, there is no other candidates other than the Democrat nominee. There's two, right? So there's the incumbent, which is Chad Kelly, and then he's been challenged by Jamal Gordon. And that race will be decided tomorrow, right? The polls close at 7:30 tomorrow. There is no Republican or independent candidate that I'm aware of. There wasn't none on the ballots that I looked at most recently, and therefore they shouldn't be added. But those are on that race, that'll be your two options. Research that, realize that Chad Kelly has been in your incumbent coroner for, I believe, 18 years. I've been at the coroner's office for 26. There's other races as well. There's the prosecutor's race. That prosecutor's position covers Lincoln County and Jefferson County. Okay, and there is 4 people vying for that position. I believe, I don't want to leave anybody out. However, I believe there's Karis Manning Center, Joe West, I believe her name is Evelyn Moorhead, and then you also have Mercha King. So those 4 races will be decided tomorrow as well, again at 7:30. Those are nonpartisan races. There's a Supreme Court justice race on there, and of course your county judge race is on there, right? There are 5 positions vying for the Democrat nominee to go against Colonel Nate Todd in November. So let's see. Kathy has a question there. So whoever wins the sheriff's election tomorrow is who will run against you in the general election in November. That is correct. So just to clarify, so whoever wins the sheriff's election, so it's the sheriff's primary race, the Democratic primary tomorrow. So that is correct. The decider, whoever is the victor in that race between the incumbent sheriff and Mr. Cannon, the victor of that will face me in the November 2026 election. So like I've used some analogies in the past, it's almost like this is playoffs, and then the Super Bowl is in November, to utilize a football example. So I have, through the process of running for office, have associated the law enforcement community and the problems that we have of high crime and being accountable and tough on crime, that utilized an analogy of a football team. As it takes offense, defense, special teams, what have you, and we got to combat this problem together and unified in order to be victorious. So let's see. Jan Ringo, you can't drop out. You're the only one putting the effort of being transparent. Uh, let's see. Let me highlight that comment. You're the only one putting out the effort, being transparent. Everyone else either busy attacking one another or just resting on what they got himself elected to in the past, not even trying to defend criticism or come out. Maybe he just doesn't have the answers or just doesn't know how to fix the mess that has been created since he's been in office. So, Jan, thank you for that comment. For sure, it puts a smile on my face and a vote of confidence that when I hear voters realizing that we are trying to run a very transparent campaign, answer questions, listen to the voters, and bring real solutions to real problems that are going on within Jefferson County. Thank you so much for that. We are proud of what we've accomplished. It's not just me. I have a team that assists me, and we are doing our dangest to stick to the issues as well as possible and just try to get the message out there. So thank you so much. And thank you, Kim. That, oh wow, that just made me smile. That just made me smile. So Kim says, I'll highlight that there. Kim says she voted earlier, and everyone I talked to says they're voting for me in November. Don't make me cry on this live, Kim. Thank you so much. It is so humbling, this experience that I've had for about 6 months now. I think I told you it's been 25 or 26 weeks since my initial announcement. And it's just so humbling. And thank you so much for that vote of confidence. I'm glad people are telling you that. We just need them to continue on, Kim. We need them to continue to spread the word. This is going to be a long race for everybody, right? So the primary election will be decided tomorrow at 7:30, and then ballots will be counted. And then whoever wins their respective race will face me in November as far as the sheriff's race goes. So thank you so much. Lon, I appreciate you. Lon, to your point, you say that the current sheriff can do his job. What I would say is that he has probably done his job to his ability, which is what led me to run for sheriff. I believe that leadership matters. I believe being the tip of the spear, leading by example, all the things that you and I know so well is vitally important when it comes to a law enforcement agency, a paramilitary organization. And I believe I have the training and experience to lead. I've already demonstrated the courage to run, and now I'm demonstrating my experience to lead. And thank you so much. I appreciate the support you've sent me in the past and continued support. I would encourage you to please, we got 20 viewers on there right now. Tag a friend, tag a neighbor. It is so important, ladies and gentlemen, that we apply change within Jefferson County. And we just absolutely have got to change the trajectory of Jefferson County politics, the Jefferson County crime rate. We have got to change that. And I think what I'm able to do, bring to the table, is be an outsider that's not influenced by a political party or favors owed or favors made. And I'm here standing on my own 2 feet, doing this for the citizens of Jefferson County. And we need more of that. I am a man that stands for right. I'm a man that will own his mistakes. I am a man that brings transparency and brings goodness back to a county that deserves it, a county that expects it. And let's get this back under control within the law enforcement arena and realm within the sheriff's office. Also, with that, what that brings is the ability to, I gave the analogy of a football team to combat this problem together. But as the sheriff, I will be able to mend relationships that have been broken within our county government. I believe I have the ability to mediate and work with other elected officials where they have not been able to garner support and not been able to bring together unification for this county. I think I can utilize my experience as a law enforcement professional, as a first sergeant in the United States Air Force Air National Guard, and work within the health, morale, and welfare of our county, and bring something to the table that we've not seen in quite some time. So thank you guys so much. If this is your first time tuning in with us, understand that what I do is every week we go live on our Facebook page for an opportunity for constituents of Jefferson County to learn a little bit more about me, ask questions, and understand my platform. And it was brought to my attention earlier. I mentioned that we've probably tripled in size since I've started talking 15 minutes ago. But somebody, somewhere, some way is spreading some false information out there, stating that I have dropped out of the race. And I want to be abundantly clear. Look at me, look into my eyes. I'm telling you, I've not dropped out of any race. I'm not dropping out of the sheriff's race. I'm here for the citizens of Jefferson County because Jefferson County needs Chris Lowery to be the sheriff of Jefferson County. I am here to stay all the way through the general election. And if it's not God's will that I win in November of 26, then I will still be here holding accountable the elected official within the law enforcement realm that the citizens have spoke for. I hope and pray that y'all will elect me as your next sheriff and allow me to do the things that's needed to bring about goodness back to Jefferson County. So regardless of what you see, what you hear, understand Chris Lowery and his entire team, his family is behind him, his supporters is behind him, and we are here for the long haul. So understand that is definitely a misnomer, a falsehood that is being spread. I like to say it like this: if they're spreading it, that must mean that they consider me a legitimate contender for this election. So let's see if there are questions. There are way too many sheriffs in Arkansas wearing a coat and tie to work. There are sheriffs that no one has ever seen uniform or duty belt. So to your point, Lon, I will highlight that comment because that's one of the things that I've said since the beginning. I am a law enforcement professional, and the sheriff's office needs a law enforcement man, needs a lawman back in that position. This is political in the aspect that it is an elected position. However, there is no room as the top law enforcement man to be a politician within Jefferson County or any other county in my perspective, but I'm only addressed and concerned with Jefferson County. So I think the citizens have spoke. I think the citizens will continue to speak. Comment, tag a friend, tag a neighbor. You'll hear me say this a lot. Tag your neighbor to the left, neighbor to the right, neighbor across the street. People need to hear this, that a true lawman, a true law enforcement professional has stepped up, has the courage to run, the experience to lead us down the road that we need to go within Jefferson County to get us back to what we were, right? So in order to do that, we have to stop the bleed. A lot of times in this community, it seems like we say, let's get back to what we used to be. But from my perspective, what that means is we've got to stop the bleed. We got to stop where people want to leave Jefferson County. We got to stop where people turn their nose up when you say you live in Jefferson County, when you're moving back to Jefferson County or moving to Jefferson County. And that will in turn bring economic development and growth within our community. So it seems pretty simple once we get the crime rate under control. So moving forward, I look forward to you guys spreading that word for us so much. Hey, welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Please, I don't want to beg, but I really need all of my supporters to continue spreading that message. When someone says I've dropped out, say that's not true. Tag comments, tag your friends. It is so vitally important that we continue this race for the next, let's see, so March 3rd is the ending of the primary race. So we got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November 3rd. So we're looking at about 8 months away. I have stepped up and been ready to run this race for the long haul. I just need my voters and supporters to continue doing that. We can make so much headway and continue spreading the message of change for Jefferson County. So please don't hesitate. Spread that information to your friends, family, and relatives. And we can get this done, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see. If you're just tuning in, Chris Lowery. Yep. Uh, let's see. Uh, I'm trying to bring some goodness to Jefferson County for sure, bring the community together. I did receive a phone call a while ago. I do want to remind people of this. So I received a phone call from a gentleman we used to work with back in the day. Kathy, you remember in Butler. Just 10 minutes before I went live, he said he's been meaning to reach out to me. He used to work for us, with us, when me and my family worked over at the Maximum Security Unit, now the Norris Unit for the Arkansas Department of Corrections. And he was letting me know that he is running a reentry program and want to be part of our team. And that is phenomenal, right? So the message that I've been sending out is that as the sheriff, I am bringing together teams to create different advisory boards. And one of those that I've spoke about is the jail advisory board. And it's about lowering recidivism and teaching offenders, right from wrong and different ways of doing business. When we have constantly had people in and out of the system for multiple times, in and out, and we're not educating the people, the offenders, and bringing to them real solutions, that is part of the problem. And I tell everybody, I make no bones about it. As Chris Lowery for Jefferson County Sheriff, I've said this relentlessly from the beginning, that I was put on this earth to be a lawman and hold people accountable for their law violations. However, one of the things that I feel like I'm pretty good at doing is bringing together teams. And so I'm taking that skill set that I can bring to you to Jefferson County to develop teams, or in other words, boards that can help with the offender program and bring in a true solution to the problem to help us combat this program. I think for years and years and years, we've attacked the problem at the young child age, and then maybe the teenage age. But I'm looking at working with the young mothers and fathers and the offenders as well, and bringing about a true education and reform to help us show them a different way. Even since I've started this campaign, I've worked with people at trying to get jobs. I have started working with the chambers of commerce to look at opportunities to focus on felonious convicted individuals at getting jobs. And so I don't have all the answers, but I do have solutions that I want to put to our teams to come up with better solutions to help us impact Jefferson County over my 4-year tenure that will be taking place once you guys get me elected as sheriff of Jefferson County. So we're looking forward to that. Let me look at some comments there. Keep sharing this post. Keep sharing this. The numbers are looking great. We're up at been as high as 27 people currently on board. I just want to look at some questions. Christian says, I've been consistent on everything you're saying. Yes, Kristen, that's the, I want to say, that is one of the things that I say good at. I am consistent, right? I am open to change. I'm open to hearing conversations and discussing from voters and offenders and everybody in the community. I'm open to hearing what they need, what they see, how we could better serve them. So I have tried so hard to just stay consistent. And that's the words of encouragement that I get as I go out into the community, as they say, Chris, just keep doing what you're doing. We love what you're doing. We love the results we're seeing. We got your back. You got our support, and I love it, love it, love it. It just makes me so happy each and every day to hear those words of encouragement. Today, you might have saw a post. I was eating breakfast at Lucky's Cafe at 5th and Georgia in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I made a comment that I got my normal breakfast, which is 3 eggs over medium, hash browns, cheese, toast, and bacon. I go in there 2 to 3 times a week and have a breakfast. If you have never checked it out, highly encourage you to go there. A very well prepared breakfast at a very good price, and it's just an opportunity to go in and fellowship with your community. But today, an old friend of mine, Officer Tommy Norman, came in unannounced. I didn't know he was even in town. He had been asked to come down to the library and read to children today. And so we were able to catch up and reminisce just a little bit. And he gave me some very positive words of encouragement, which I appreciate so much, Tommy. If you're listening to this, please know that it was very much appreciated and needed, right? So anyway, let's go. Let's see. Yep. So I am an independent candidate. We are continuing to collect signatures. We got that comment out there. So what that means, in case you haven't heard or haven't had the opportunity, I have multiple people out there helping me accomplish this. But as an independent candidate, part of the process to get on the ballot, so you have Republican Party and Democrat Party. You have a Libertarian Party too, but party candidates can pay a fee depending upon the area of the country you live in and the state you live in, on what that fee is. And then they become, when they register to run for elected office, they pay that fee and they're automatically on that party's primary ballot for election, which is the party primaries that we're going through right now. But for my purposes, I chose to run as a independent candidate for multiple reasons, because I truly am an independent guy. But the other reason goes along with, as the sheriff, I do not believe political party plays effect to that. Your current incumbent sheriff is a registered Democrat and runs on the Democrat ballot. And I believe, as the sheriff, it shouldn't be political party bias, because I believe it opens up, at least it opens up the conversation. Are your motives for the decision you're making as the sheriff, as the law enforcement professional, the top law enforcement professional for the community, the county that you serve, is your motives party driven? And I don't think there's no room for that. I'm not saying that's what makes his decisions. I'm just saying that the opportunity does exist for information, for decisions that you make becomes questionable, or a possibility for a question to exist. And so I will tell you this, that me and my team have made the decision since day one is to run as an independent candidate and not have an allegiance to anyone, as the sheriff is there to uphold the law within the county they serve. So with that being said, we are collecting signatures as an independent candidate because you have to collect 10% of the last, I believe it's the presidential election, could be the governor election, but we're collecting 600 signatures of registered Jefferson County voters. So key word there, you have to be a registered voter. And then I'm collecting signatures, just letting me know, letting the county clerk's office know that you believe I have a right to be on the general ballot. We're not having any issue collecting those signatures. However, I would say we can use more. I'm trying to double the number as requested. I think the number is 600. We want to do 1,200, because if you're familiar with Jefferson County politics, oh my God, there is so much questionable things. And why did this happen? Why did that happen? I just want to be above reproach. I don't want anybody to be able to say anything or find a reason, right? So again, I trust the process, and I trust that my followers, constituents, and voters are going to come out in droves and help us achieve this number of 1,200. So if you've not had the opportunity to sign that signature petition yet for me as an independent candidate, come by 6523 Dalloway Road, and we have a petition on hand for you there. If you would like, as a volunteer for my campaign, I will set you up with a packet to go out and you can get your own signatures. There's many people currently in here that are doing that just for me. I appreciate that so much. I look for the opportunity to help you, help me work together, make this community a much better place. So let's see. Absolutely right. Stephen Ricketts, welcome, Stephen. Good to see you in here. It isn't left against right. It should be what's best for all. Absolutely. So that's what we talk about with that independent part of me. So we follow the Arkansas Rules of Criminal Procedure. We follow the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Arkansas. So what does political party have to do with that? I wish there was a way that this was already a nonpartisan race. I mean, it would be phenomenal, right? So we would be doing just like the prosecutor's race, and we would know tomorrow night at 7:30 that Chris Lowery is your next sheriff of Jefferson County. Because I believe with your support and your drive and my drive and character that we would be able to win this race tomorrow. That's not how the current race is set up. So we got 8 months of campaigning ahead of us. And I just need you, please, 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 every day try to have a conversation with somebody who has not been introduced to me or undecided on me. Introduce them to me. Throw out my phone number to them. Most of you guys have it. I'll announce it again here in a little bit. And it will be an opportunity for them to get to know me. So I would be remiss if I didn't tell you. I'll go ahead and highlight this right there. Chris Phillips is talking about my fundraiser tickets. So May the 9th, please mark your calendars down. May the 9th, I'm having a Boots and Bling. I'm going to find this on my Facebook page real quick so we can talk about it. But Boots and Bling, May the 9th, 6:30 at the Whitehall Convention Center. I'm sorry, the Whitehall Community Center. We will be hosting a fundraiser. It is going to be my biggest fundraiser of the year. This will be an opportunity. It's going to be hosted by a band called Aces Wild, a phenomenal band. We're selling tickets for that. You can check that out on my website at Lowery4sheriff.com. I would love for each and every one of you to come out and check that out. Let me switch over to here. I want to be able to show that to you. It's a great flyer that we've had made up, and be able to speak to you about that exactly. Again, that's going to be on May the 9th at the Whitehall Community Center. You'll be an opportunity for you to check us out, support us. I'm going to pull that up right now. So you'll bear with me. I'm having to do two things at once. So let's see here. So I'll bring this back, add to screen. So that's our Boots and Bling. That's our May 9th at 6:30 at the Whitehall Community Center. That's going to be a fundraiser for us for my campaign. I will need people to come out and support that, please, as much as possible. Buy yourself a table. Invite 9 of your other friends. We're going to have tables for sale and tickets for sale, individual tickets as well. But this will be an opportunity for you to come out, socialize with us, have a great time, and celebrate what Chris Lowery for Jefferson County Sheriff is going to be doing for us going forward as a community. So look forward to that. Check that out. You can buy those tickets at Lowery, Lowery, the number 4, sheriff.com. You can check those out there. So Kim, what time does DSK9 open? I'm on light duty and vanished to 11 p.m. So Kim, stop by on your way home. We do have someone there tomorrow at 7 a.m. The doors typically open at 7:30, but I know my beautiful wife, who typically is the one that opens up, she's heard me say this, the doors will be open. She'll be there normally around 7:05, 7:10, something like that. But we have other staff members available for you too. So please check that out. Here we are. That's our event website where you could go to. You can go there right there, Lowery4sheriff, to donate to the campaign, purchase tickets to the fundraiser. I appreciate the opportunity. Kristen says you're going to try to be there. You really want to. Kristen, I need you there. Come on now. I know you're going to try, but let's make that happen. We want you there. You've been a supporter since day one, and I would be heartbroken if you were not there. So I look forward to that. I know life comes up. If you can't make it, you can't make it. I get it. But I'm appreciating if you. I appreciate you trying. It's the thought that counts. So, and then there we go, highlighted there that one table equals 10 tickets. So you can bring 10 of your friends. So those who are watching on the sidelines, please ask your questions. He wants to answer that. Absolutely. So Kathy knows I say it all the time. There is no question too tough. to answer, and all questions deserve unanswered. I may not be able to give you the correct answer right now because I may have to research it depending upon how tough you bring that question, but it will not go unanswered. And I challenge anybody to tag anybody who might be a naysayer. Ask them to join the live and ask the questions. As you know, last week on Thursday, I attended a live forum that was co-hosted by myself and Mr. Jihad Muhammad down at the incubator, where many candidates showed up and answered the questions as posed to them from the attending audience, as well as I answered a Facebook question. I believe I was the only one that was given a Facebook question at the time, and then they chose to not have Facebook questions answered or asked. I think that was mainly due to time constraints, and I think Mr. Muhammad was trying to drive home the fact of participating in politics means participating in person. You can't vote online, so therefore, although you can watch these forums online, these podcasts, these Facebook Lives, but I think he was trying to drive home and allow the people that actually attended the event in live to ask their questions. So it was a great event that was co-hosted again by myself and Mr. Muhammad, and I think it was great. But it ought to show you that your candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff, is not afraid to show up in public, answer the questions, answer the tough question, and let you know the platform that I'm standing on, as well as any of the people out there that like to spread falsehoods or naysayers. Let them know they're more than welcome to jump in my live, ask the questions, as long as it remains respectful and adult in nature, mature in nature. They'll be allowed to come on here and ask the questions. So, but anyway, let's see. Chris says, what does he say there? Chris says, I'm not sure he mentioned it, but the fundraiser is going to be a good time. Absolutely. So it's going to be pretty relaxed. It's not a very formal event. We're calling it Boots and Bling. The guys, break out your cowboy hats. If you got them, your boots, come out. This band we got, Aces Wild. Okay, tag them at Aces Wild. Tag them. They are a great band. They have performed locally at the Whitehall Police Officers Association, I believe, 3 years running. I found them 3 years ago and asked them to come to the Whitehall Police Officers Association annual charity ball. And they were just a well-received hit amongst the attendees at that ball. And then they've also attended many of the casinos down in Tunica, Memphis, different venues, and they're just a phenomenal band. So come out. You'll be able to dance, be able to celebrate, have a good meal, drink, dance, good time will all be included for your ticket price. And I'm going to say this: why not come out and support your candidate, right, financially, and then you're not going to be able to go have as good of a time anywhere else for the price. I promise you that. Kathy and I have been around this band on a couple of occasions. Most recently, the Lowery4sheriff team attended the Whitehall Police Officers Charity Ball, where the band performed again. There was a lot of dancing had, a lot of good time, and I'm just looking forward to being able to do that again. May 9th, 6:30 p.m., the Whitehall Community Center. Invite your friends, partner together, purchase a table. You can contribute to your favorite candidate and have a good time all at the same time. So it's a great opportunity. So, yeah, Chris says he says that because most fundraisers are boring or lame. I would say that a lot of times you come to a fundraiser, it's about getting a plate of food or just donating money. You may talk to the candidate, you may not. This is a true, I don't want to call it a party. Crap, let's call it a party. This is the Boots and Bling Lowery4sheriff party. It is going to be a controlled atmosphere. Security is not going to necessarily need to be there, but they will be there as a requirement for the Whitehall Community Center. There will be drinks, food, dancing, band. I will grab the mic a few times and give you some of my platform, and all of you followers have heard it multiple times, but it will just be an opportunity to come together as a community and fellowship. Hey, Mr. Muhammad, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you. We're just on here trying our best to spread the word. There's been some false information put out there that I had dropped out of the race. You know that's not true. I'm an independent candidate, and people just don't understand the process. Sometimes they're not fully aware of it. But the current race that is going on is a party primary that allows people to vote for their candidate that is aligned with the party. So Democrats that are running against themselves, I think in the county judge race there's 5 Democrat nominees. In the sheriff's race there's 2, so forth and so on. And this primary party race is designed to come out with one victorious person for each elected position, and then they will move forward, advance forward into the general election that will take place November 3rd, 2026. So thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad, for joining. I would appreciate if you could share this to your page. Anybody who wants to hear what I got to say. I talked a little bit about our fundraiser that we have coming on May 9th. I'd like to invite you, Mr. Muhammad, to come to that. It's going to be a great event. You can check out the tickets for that at the Lowery4sheriff website. You can go on there. It was highlighted a moment ago in our banner. I will try to highlight that again. We're going to have Ace's Wild Band there. It's an opportunity for the entire community to come together and just let's break bread together, have a good time, hear what the sheriff candidate has to say about being the only independent candidate that is truly qualified, that can bring change to Jefferson County that is much needed. So if this is your first time joining me, I would like to go down because I'd be remiss if I don't talk about this. My platform is fairly simple. It talks about being tough on crime, which means accountability. So law violators will be held accountable for their law violations and violating societal laws that are passed by the state legislators, the Arkansas Constitution. And what that means, because I don't like when people try to misconstrue, it is just accountability. The example I give is when, if you've been a driver for very long, at some point maybe you have been stopped for running a stop sign or going 5 miles over the speed limit. That doesn't mean you got a ticket. So accountability does not mean that you go to jail, okay? That's not what that means. Don't let anybody tell you that. Chris Lowery is not sitting up here saying everybody goes to jail. Chris Lowery will tell you that there are some crimes committed that require the person to go to jail and be incarcerated and face a judge, jury, and whatever. But it's about accountability, about getting our citizens back used to being a lawful society. Ladies and gentlemen, we rank worst in the state when it comes to crime, right? Number 2, I talk about having safe, efficient jail operations. I am going to be partnering with people on advisory boards. I'm calling the very first one the Jail Advisory Board. I'm hoping activists from the community will step forward. I want to utilize activists, former offenders, substance abuse offenders, or substance abuse counselors, educators. I have, and then as well as men of faith, preachers, clergy, so forth. I want to develop this team because what that looks like is if you're going to hold people accountable for violating the law, and they are going to have to go to jail, right? So that now this board will have the opportunity to come in and look at these offenders and start providing programs to them to show them a different pathway. That's something we've not done at the county level. It's not being done there now. And I want to get this team involved with the judicial system to help work off some sentences, to help provide them true reform and an educational opportunity to gain better employment, better education, better skill set to deal with life. So that's what that looks like. And that's what Chris Lowery is bringing to the table. And thirdly, we're going to collaborate and cooperate with all agencies, both local, state, and federal within Jefferson County. So this is not a one-person issue. This is not a one-person team. This is not a one-person problem within Jefferson County. This is a problem that we have created and allowed to go unanswered. So we're going to be partnering with every law enforcement entity within the state of Arkansas, specifically focusing in on the county of Jefferson, and combat this crime together and work on solutions, as well as we are going to be heavily involved in the community, relying on community action groups to give us some feedback and provide that bridge to bridge the law enforcement gap between the community and law enforcement to become a better unified county within Jefferson County. So, you have to list out your platform and your priorities. And I say every one of these is priority one with A, B, C, and D beside that. So we can't do it all at first, but I will tell you that I have been steadfast that the moment I get elected office, 5 minutes after I'm elected, I will be going to the Dub Brazel Detention Center, which I think is priority number one to get this thing turned around where it's safe and efficient and where people are food, clothed, sheltered, provided a safe environment that does not violate the Eighth Amendment and allow these offenders the opportunity to defend themselves in a court of law, to provide them with an opportunity to grow beyond what got them there in a safe, humane environment. So I'm looking to partner with people of the community so much to just correct the errors of our ways. Hey, you're welcome, Jihad. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure the other night to do that pizza and politics event with you. I think you thought you did a great job on that and afforded every candidate the opportunity to show up, whether they're currently elected or not. I think you put it out for everybody. I shared it as well. And the ones that did showed up that was not afraid to face the public, who was not scared, for lack of a better word. I'm not saying anybody's scared, but they did not shy away from the opportunity to get in front of a live audience and answer questions face to face for the public to hear their answers, weigh their options, and then come back with more questions or visit with them after the forum as an opportunity to learn more about that candidate. So I thought it was great. So yep, Kathy, you're correct. Everybody in Jefferson County is invited to Boots and Bling. I will tell you right now that we are selling tickets to that. It is an opportunity for me. If you've never ran for office, it does require funds. I probably didn't even think that through when I started this. I just knew there was a need for Jefferson County to have a new sheriff, a new person over the jail, and a top law enforcement official within Jefferson County. So I looked, nobody else was running that was qualified, in my opinion. So I stepped up to the plate. I took the courage and said, I can do this. I will do this, and I will be steadfast on our mission to make Jefferson County a place of safety within the state of Arkansas. So when I did that, took a leap of faith, partnered with some very good mentors of mine, had some conversations, discussions, and we felt like that the right path was this way. And so I agreed, and we're moving forward. And then as I moved forward, I thought, well, this costs money. So I thought, well, I could just run this through my business. Well, you can't. So if you're not familiar with campaign finance and campaign politics, you can't just run that through a business. So then I said, well, we got to raise money. And we did a great job in the first few months, was able to raise a lot of funds out there. If you go look at the Secretary of State's website, that's part of transparency of the Lowery campaign. I'm not sure that every campaign has followed that. There had been some neglect of following that, but you're required to file monthly and quarterly campaign expense reports. And thanks to shout out Devin for doing that for me. We've been diligently showing what our expenses are. And what I've been telling everybody, I'm not trying to raise money for anything other than this campaign. So that's why I've kind of slowed up a little bit on the money raising, because there's not been a need yet. But I decided a couple of weeks back that May the 9th was the official day that we were going to have our largest fundraiser of this entire event. And I'm looking to sell as many tickets and tables as possible. But I will say this, if you just absolutely 100% cannot afford a ticket, I'm not going to deny somebody the opportunity to come out, meet me, and enjoy a good evening of camaraderie amongst the community. So yes, to Kathy's point, everybody's invited. So Jihad, do me a favor and gather up some people. If you're still on here, hopefully you are. Gather up some people that you think would be interested in coming to this event, and y'all purchase a table. Just, it's going to go to a good cause. Be a great evening to come out and network and meet some people, meet me, and let's cross mingle with one another, different groups, different societal parts of Jefferson County, and just come together for one goal, and that is to get Chris Lowery into office as the next Jefferson County Sheriff, as well as shoot ideas across, and if nothing else, have a good evening of fellowship and a good time. Like I told everybody earlier, I don't know if you were on here, but you will not find an evening of entertainment and fun any cheaper than my fundraiser. I can assure you that. If you go out to dinner in Little Rock or Pine Bluff, you're going to spend more than it's going to require to get you a ticket into the Boots and Bling event that occurs May 9th at 6:30 with the Aces Wild Band. So looking forward to that. We are approaching 50 minutes online. Is there any questions that I've missed? I would love the opportunity to answer any questions. I do want to bring up one thing that I noticed yesterday. In case you didn't look, I went live yesterday just because had an opportunity to address some things. But one of the things is some voters and constituents out in the Sulphur Springs area had reached out to me because of my law enforcement profession, was asking me what was going on Farm Lane Road. And I wasn't sure, but I did a little bit of research, and I quickly found that the Heat magazine was out on Farm Lane Road, and they were reporting, which I was able to confirm later, that hang on a second, I need to see if that's something. No, that's nothing. Anyway, I was able to confirm after they reported that there was a suspect vehicle in a homicide that had occurred in Pine Bluff yesterday over in the Dalloway area, that suspect vehicle was located out on Farm Lane Road. And the reason why that's important is I never want to try to sensationalize the suspect of a homicide or whatever, but what I am about is let's get this individual caught. And so as I started utilizing my resources and confirming that that's what they were looking for, many voters and people of that area, Farm Lane and Rayhand, if you're not familiar with that, it's out on Sulphur Springs by the volunteer fire department out there. It's about off of Sulphur Springs Road. But many people were telling me that they were not being communicated with, that they did not hear what was going on. They weren't advised to stay in their homes, seek shelter, be safe, see something, say something. They were not given a description of the individual. Matter of fact, one person commented and said they asked law enforcement presence that was out there what was going on, and they were told nothing. But we know that that was not true. There was something going on. It's what I was calling a manhunt. They had Arkansas Department of Corrections tracking dogs out. Plus, I saw Jefferson County Sheriff's cars on the Heats video out there. So there was definitely a law enforcement presence out there, as well as a tow truck ended up towing a car away from there. And my point of saying that is if I was your sheriff, and when I become your sheriff, one of the things that we will be doing, hey, Stacy, one of the things that we will be doing is ensuring transparency and communication with our voters. Utilizing reverse 911 systems. I don't understand why there wasn't a reverse 911 conducted yesterday to notify the citizens of that area of what was going on and advising them about being safe. You don't have to tell who the suspect is. You don't have to impede upon or cause any jeopardy to your investigation that's going on. But communication is key. I'm going to tell you, I have family that live in that area. And if you have ever been in an area where there is a homicide suspect on the loose, I guarantee you that gives you a icky feeling, a creepy feeling, an unsafe feeling. You probably hear every creak of your house, every dog barking. What's that? And citizens deserve an answer on that. So I don't know whose call that was, or if the system malfunctioned, if the system wasn't working, but we got to do better, right? So I was asked specifically, how would I do that? So number one, what I would do is reverse 911. 100%, we would be doing that. Two, I would be making a social media post, which was not posted on neither of the law enforcement department's social media pages that were involved with that. And I say that as I looked at the Pine Bluff Police Department Facebook page, there was no updates on it at the time. And I looked at the Jefferson County Sheriff's website and there was our Facebook page, and there was no updates on it at the time. The third thing I would do is do a press release. The current Sheriff's Office administration likes to release their press releases directly on their website. So I would continue that. I mean, if somebody's used to getting their information that way, why change it? Let's put it out there. But the other thing that I would do is that every police car that I've ever ridden in has a PA system in it. And the need for silence or secrecy was not needed. I was not out there, but there was dogs tracking somebody. So they were barking, howling, baying, what have you, whatever you want me to call it. There were people talking and having conversations and traffic going to and from. So that tells me there was no reason for silence to not occur. So what I would explain to you on that is that you have the opportunity for your law enforcement professionals to get on the PA system, put it up to their mouth, and ride around up and down the road and give out some sort of announcement. And let them know, ladies and gentlemen, law enforcement is conducting operations in your area. We are encouraging you to stay into your house, stay safe. If you see something unusual or out of the ordinary, please call 911 so that the law enforcement professionals on scene could provide you safety and security and help you with your problem. It's very simple. So it's a 4 or 5-fold problem to make sure that information is disseminated amongst themselves. I would also, Kathy has a good question right there. So reverse 911. What that means is, so you call 911. I think the majority of people understand you calling 911. Well, reverse is 911 calling you. So it's the ability for the communication center down here. It's called Mecca, and it gives them the opportunity to dial back numbers in a given geographical area and put out messages similar to Amber Alerts, Silver Alerts. I think most of us during modern technology has received those type of notifications through the Arkansas State Police. And we need to get those messages going back as well. When you're looking for something as serious as a homicide suspect in your local area, those citizens have a right to know and need to know for their safety, right? So last thing I would want to do is allow because this was still in the hours of daylight, would be out in my yard hanging out, and a suspect come up on me and me not know they're even looking for somebody. This was in the unincorporated areas of Jefferson County. So it may not be uncommon for somebody to be outside working in their yard and then a stranger just walk up. I would like to know that, law enforcement was looking for somebody who was wanted in a homicide. So that's not to discredit the current administration. That's just the differences, right? Chris Lowery takes all parts of this complex job, right? Is this complex elected position and does bring solutions to problems. So the problem was yesterday that it was twofold. You had a homicide suspect on the loose, and then you had a community that was wondering what is going on. Why are these blue lights? So that's just part of the problem that I bring to the table, the part of the solution I bring to the problem that was presented yesterday. So hopefully that explains what reverse 911 is, Kathy, and people understand that. So I would be encouraged I want to go back as we start winding this down for the hour broadcast that I normally do every week. If you have not voted, early voting stopped today at 5:30 down at the Jefferson County Courthouse. Tomorrow, all of your polling places will be up and open. The Jefferson County Election Commission will be in their office monitoring any issues. And they were open. I think all polls, if anybody has information that is contradictory to what I'm saying, please let me know. But my understanding, all polls will be open from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and allow you to go down and vote. I cannot express to you how much it is needed for you to go vote in this election. Again, you have the prosecutor's race is going to be decided tomorrow. There are 4 people. Do your research. If you've not voted, get online, do some sort of research. Don't just look on Facebook, because I'm telling you, people spread lies and discontent and hate on social media. Keyboard warriors come out and spread all kinds of bull information out there. I'm just telling you. Again, somebody said today on social media, I dropped out. If that don't tell you, that's speaking from experience, that there is bad information on social media. Utilize a little bit of social media, read the newspaper, check out different websites, go on. I think all these people that are running for office have Facebook pages and websites. Go on and read about them. You can check documents like Court Connect. Who's been arrested? Who's had a criminal record? Who's done this? Who's done that? Do your due diligence. Plus, go look at the message that they're saying. And whoever's ideas align with yours the best, go down tomorrow and cast your vote for them. I don't care who it is, but it needs to be somebody that you believe in, or you believe there's a reason why you're casting your vote that way. If you're casting your vote for this way because it's the primary, knowing that you're going to go different in the general election, that's your strategy. Do it so your candidate can ultimately be the person you want in office. That's all I'm telling you to do it, is go out and vote. Elaine, to the point that I was making a while ago, Elaine says that some people like to sit on the back porch, so it would have been nice to know what was going on. That was in reference to what I was talking about, the information being spread to the citizens of the Farm Lane Rayhan community yesterday. It would have been nice for them to know. So as far as I know, no ill will was on anybody's part, but it's about transparency. It's about communication. And whether you voted for the current administration or not, whether you voted for the current any elected position or not, they are still there to serve you. And I just think that was an issue that was overlooked yesterday, and it would have been nice for that information to have been shared. So anyway, in closing tonight, what I would say to you is face the problem that's in front of you. Face the situation that's in front of you. That situation for you, if you have not voted, is to go vote tomorrow, right? I know you got to wake up, you got to go vote, or you got to go to work. You have to do what you have to do. But they're open from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So please go vote. If you're listening to this and you're not a registered voter, go register to vote tomorrow. You will not be able to vote in this primary election, but by becoming a registered voter, you guarantee yourself an opportunity to vote in the November general election. If you need help getting registered to vote, come by 6523 Dalloway Road. We have voter registration cards. We will gladly get you registered to vote, whether you vote for us or not. That's part of the process, part of the civic duty. So tomorrow's number one problem is I want you to go vote. If you're not a registered voter, I want you to become a registered voter tomorrow, right? It's pretty simple. Go to work, do what you need to do, take care of the kids, wife, family, whatever. But your civic duty tomorrow is become a registered voter or cast your vote. Again, tomorrow you will have county judge's race, 2 Democrat nominees for the sheriff's race, cast for the one that you know I can beat. Then you will come out and you will also be voting in a Arkansas Supreme Court. It depends upon the area you live in, a couple ballot measures for taxes, whether it's Whitehall, Pine Bluff, unincorporated, incorporated, so forth, the prosecutor's race, and the coroner's race. So a lot of challengers this year out there that really can't explain why they're running. I've done I thought a very thorough job of explaining to you why I'm running, is because in Jefferson County, we have a problem of crime, high crime rate, low economic opportunities. I think it all comes back to crime, and nobody stepping up to the plate to do something about it. And so I decided to do that. So how do people know where to vote at? Great question, Whitney. Hang on a second. I'm going to pull that up because I like to show people stuff. You're going to do it voter view. But I want to pull that up for you guys. Hang on a second. It's just easy. I say easier. People who work with me know I don't like to use the term easier. So it's pulling up right now. Stand by. It's Arkansas Secretary of State's voter view. So I'm going to share this page with you. Stand by for just a second. Let's share the screen. Share. Here we are back. Add to screen. All right, so you're going to go to this website right there. That is the Arkansas Voter View. That is the Secretary website, where it's www.voterview.ar-nova.org/voter view. You go there, and then if you see right here where I'm circling, you will put in your first name, your last name. I'm going to do that right now. If I follow simple instructions, you're going to do this. This is full transparency right here, ladies and gentlemen. I just put up where you can see my birthday. Anyway, if you look here, you will see political party, precinct, and tell you where that is at, where your precinct's at. And then you can see your sample ballots as well. If you pull up here, I'll give you an example of a ballot. So hang on a second. Jump pages on me because I opened up a new deal. So we're pulling up the sample ballot. So that's your sample ballot right there. If you look at this, this is a sample Democrat ballot. You will look at, on the federal side, these are your two U.S. Senate candidates that are running for a Democrat nomination, Hallie Schaffer and Mayor Ethan Dunbar. If you remember at the Elks Forum, those were the two people that showed up for that. Then you have U.S. Congress District 4. Those two individuals are on the Democrat nominee. Then you have the state level, which is your governor's race. These are two people that are running for the Democrat nominee for the state governor. Then you come over here to the county. You got the county judge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people listed. The sheriff's race, again, right here, you notice I'm not on there because I'm an independent candidate. So you have Mark Cannon listed first and Sheriff Lafayette Woods listed second. Vote for the person there. Even though you may not want neither one of those people in, but there's different strategies you can go look at, but you will still have the opportunity to cast that vote. And then you got the county clerk, where you got Rosetta Giddens going against the current incumbent, Shawanda Taggart. The circuit clerk's office, the county assessor's office, Bruce White against the current assessor, Gloria Tillman. Then you have the county coroner's race. This is a race right here that will be decided. I think this race and this race and this race, all three of these, well, I guess all four of these, the county clerk, the county circuit clerk, the county assessor, and the county coroner's office, as well as the prosecuting attorney, District 11 West, will all be decided tomorrow at 7:30 once the ballots are counted. So it's important for you to go out. And if you really, really, really want to have your, I always say that your vote matters, but the more things you can vote for is on the Democrat ballot, is what I will get to. So these elections are all separated by double-digit numbers. There'll be runoffs. If you don't vote, you deserve what you get. Man, I'm highlighting that, Chris Phillips. I like it. So if you don't vote, you get what you get. Your voice didn't matter, right? So go vote, go vote, go vote. Again, I want to stick to what's important tomorrow. Going to work, but then it's important because of the hours, 7:30 A to 7:30 P. They're giving you an opportunity to go to the primary election. So Judy, when is the primary election? So the primaries are for political parties, right? And Judy, that's tomorrow. That's the election day tomorrow. That is just for the primary party election. So the general election will be in November. So you will see me in the November election. But if you've not voted in the primary, please go out and vote. Please go out and vote tomorrow. That's your last day to do it. The actual primary election day is tomorrow. The general election is in November of 26, which is where everybody will see Chris Lowery's name on there. And hopefully you will all be casting your vote for me as your next candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff 2026. So let's see. So if you have to go Democrat in order to even vote for the sheriff race, right? That is correct. So if you want to strategize or whatever you want to say, if you want to be able to vote in the sheriff's primary election, you must vote on the Democrat ballot. The question's being asked. So if you have to go, you have to go Democrat in order to vote for the sheriff's race in this primary election. That is correct. If you go pull the Republican ballot, you won't see any of those candidates on there. So if you want to weigh in on that, if you want your voice to be part of the process, you must vote in the Democrat ballot. So yes, that is correct. So general election is November of 2026. That's where my name will be. If you've not came by and signed your signature, sign my petition with your signatures as a registered voter, please stop by 6523 Dalloway Road and let's go ahead and get your signature on those ballots. Miss Kathy will be there and glad to help you. If I'm not there, she will point you in the right direction. Devin and Erica are always is also there to assist in this process. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you're providing. Chris, yes, in case I stumbled on my words, in the primary only. So what he's saying there is pull a Democrat ticket, a Democrat ballot in the primary only. Then in the general election, pull whatever party you want to represent or whatever party you're affiliated with, because all of those races will be on there because it will be Democrats facing Republicans facing independents, right? And in the sheriff's race in particular, there will be no Republican nominee because there was no Republican. So there will be me, the independent, that will be going against the Democrat nominee. So Tiffany's asking a question. So our current option for sheriff currently are someone with zero qualifications or someone who's had the job for years, has none, very little with the job? Yep. If that's how you're wording it, I would agree with that. You have one person that is not a law enforcement professional, to my knowledge, has never been in law enforcement. And then you have another guy that, based off of my opinion, we are in the need of change, as well as many other citizens of Jefferson County are voicing that we need change within the sheriff's office. So yes. So you have one that's been in the job that if you're not happy with doing the job, it's time for him to go. So then I guess you would vote in this election, you would go vote for the person with zero qualifications because at least that would be changed. But then come November, you would vote for me. And then my qualifications, 22 years of law enforcement experience, combined with 30 years of leadership experience, and know that I have a plan and a pathway to get Jefferson County back to where it needs to be from the law enforcement perspective. And so, yes, so hopefully we've done a great job explaining that. Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, there are still 20 of you on here. I'm going to be getting off real soon, off the live, but I do want to say this. As you bruise your Facebook, and we all are addicted or hooked on social media and always looking up there, look on there. And if you see somebody saying, Chris Lowery's not running, Chris Lowery jumped out, Chris Lowery's name's not on the ballot, it takes an entire community to work together. So it takes an entire community to spread the word. Explain to them why they're not seeing my name. Speak up. If you see something, say something. And that applies in this too. If you see somebody saying I dropped out, check them. Say negative. He has not. Check his Facebook page out. Call him 870-556-0330. He will gladly say loud and proud he is still running for the next sheriff of Jefferson County. But I need you to spread that word as well. Come right out. Let them know you're supporting me. Don't be ashamed of it. And I will say, let me know if you're getting any retribution or harassed because you're announcing that you are supporting me. I would like to know that. That is absolutely ridiculous. And point in my direction. I can fade all the heat that you want to throw at me, but you do not deserve any just because you are supporting a particular candidate. You can tell me right now you are supporting one of the other guys, and I am not going to give you any heat over that. That's your right. It's your vote, and that's what you believe in. But if you're getting it from an outside source, let me know. Text me, call me, 870-556-0330. Send me a Facebook message. Let me know, because that's just not right at all. And anybody who says it is right is wrong and should have a conversation with me about that. And as my man, Mr. Muhammad, said, I'll debate that right now on live. Come step to me with that. If you think it's okay to badger someone, apply heat or pressure to someone for supporting a candidate, come on with it. I would debate with you all day, any day. So with that being said, I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. I'm fixing to go ahead and jump off here for the evening. I've appreciated so much for you, ladies and gentlemen, joining in my Facebook. We've had many people come on tonight that have not been regulars on here, or this might have been your first time. Understand that I'm Chris Lowery, your independent candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff, November of 2026. I'm not on the ballot right now because this is a primary election and there's only 2 candidates on there. Then they will face me. The winner of that will face me in November. We do have a fundraiser coming up May the 9th, 2026, 6:30 p.m., Whitehall Community Center. Get on Facebook, check that event out. You can also buy tickets for that on our Lowery4sheriff page. And I just got a message right here from Kristen. How do I feel about the sheriff's office blocking people because they disagree? I think that is wrong, 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 wrong. If you are blocking anybody from your public Facebook page, right? So the sheriff's office is a public entity. Pine Bluff Police Department is a public entity. The city of Pine Bluff is a public government. The county of Jefferson, those are all public entities. So I'm talking in those aspects. If you're on there disagreeing with them in a professional manner and you get blocked, they're wrong. Report that, report that, report that. I do not agree with it. It is wrong. Now, if you're on there using foul language, if you're deliberately, purposely, and intentionally going after somebody as on clickbait or just trying to cause drama, that's different. Profane language should not be tolerated or authorized. But if they're blocking you simply because you disagree, that is wrong, wrong, wrong. And if they can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Let's get them out of the kitchen in November of 2026. If they blocked you, Kristen, if they blocked somebody because they disagreed with the statement you made, that means they can't handle the heat. Get them out of the kitchen, and you do that by casting your ballot. That's the bottom line, because that's how I see it. If you are blocking people from your public Facebook page, that is wrong. You said no foul language, just calling out. There have been 3 escapes under the certain administration. Yeah, so I'm not sure the number of escapes. I think it's at least 3. One last week, and then a couple a year or 2 ago. And we've been in office 7 years, 3 months today. 7 years, 2 months, and 2 days to be exact. That's how long the current administration has been in office. So I don't know the exact number, but I know there's been at least 3. I am well assured of that. And if they blocked you because of that, that's wrong. What they should have done was addressed, yes, we are aware that we've had 3 escapes. These are the processes we've done to fix it. We have recaptured all 3 of these. And this is the process that we have done to stop the problem of escape, right? So it's never, avoidance is never the issue. And I think blocking them is a direct avoidance. So 100% disagree with that. Under my administration, we would not be blocking you for that, period. Only if you were putting lewd, obscene information out there. So, Chris, you're saying there's been 5 escapees in this administration. She says 3. So I think it's safe to assume that there has been 3 for sure. She's quoting 1 last week, 2019, and then 2024. Yeah, I agree with you, Kristen. Lack of accountability, lack of transparency. The information that was put out on that escape was literally only put out to their website under a press release. I have media sources that told me they were not distributing that. They were able to go out to the sheriff's office website and pull out the media release, and that was it. So, okay, you're saying, yep, 5 people. So 3 escapes, 5 people. Okay, maybe that's what you're saying. So yes, nobody, to go back to your answer to your question, I'm not here to beat up on the current administration. I am pointing out flaws that if they are banning people from their public Facebook page, from their professional organization, which is a government entity's Facebook page, if they're blocking you from that because you disagree with them, they're wrong, and should be held accountable for that. So I will tell you what I would do. That happened to me one time with an entity, local, and I realized I was blocked. I sent them an email that said, it appears I've been blocked. I don't understand why I was blocked. I am asking for justification on why I was blocked or to be unblocked. I sent that to both the administrator of that Facebook page as well as their immediate boss, who happened to be an elected official. And within a short period of time, I would say probably 5 minutes of that email, I was unblocked. So it could have been inadvertently. I don't know. I don't know who runs their page, Facebook page, but I would encourage you send. Let's see. Hang on a second. I'll see if I can give you actual answers there. Hang on one second. I want to give you factual stuff. Bear with me just a second, Kristen, because I like to try to. Well, people. I'm a problem solver. And if this is a problem for you, I want to give you the right information that you could solve it. Hang on just a second. Let's see. I'm pulling up an address for you. And I don't want to give you the wrong address is what I'm doing. Give it to me. Just bear with me just a second as this pulls up. I don't know why it's taking so long to do this. So you could also, oh, there it is. You could also call, well, that's crazy. Let's see, it's pulling up a different program on my computer real quick. Bear with me, that is pulling up. And again, I just like to give people factual information and the exact parts of that. So, all right, so this is saying, I'm going to paste this. I don't know if this will do you any good. This is off the Jefferson County website. You can send an email to this individual right here. Let me take out. Well, I just made it send to you. So if you look right there, it says J. Hughes at Jefferson County AR Sheriff. Yeah. So send him an email. And what I would say is just, Dear Chief Hughes, because that name is synonymous with being the chief deputy underneath the current sheriff, and say, I believe I've been blocked, and I don't believe I should be blocked, and I'm requesting to be unblocked. Give him a day or up to 72 hours to respond to that, much like an FOI. And I just, for everybody's purposes, Kristen, I want to put that out there and see what you got, and then follow it up with further actions, right? So let me know. I'd be curious. Let our viewers know if they unblock you. If I was blocked, I would definitely be sending that, because as a citizen, let me think about when they utilize that, because one of the things I quoted at the last agency that did this to me is I was quoting that you utilize Facebook to disseminate information to the community. And if you have me blocked, I'm not going to be able to see that information. And that makes me vulnerable to falling prey to crime that's happening in my area. And so once I pointed this out in their flawed logic of blocking me for unknown reasons, they corrected that. So highly encourage you, if you need If you need any assistance on crafting that email, Chris Phillips or myself will be glad to help you out with that. And I think we'd be proud to do it. It's just a service that we provide that people of Jefferson County that might need some assistance, we can provide that guidance, bring about the change that's needed within Jefferson County. And it started 6 months ago when I announced. It created some changes within the jail, even though it's so small. It has been some changes. It's been changes in the way that crime stats are reported, which I have more on that coming. Anyway, so as I close out this live, I thank you guys so much for your opportunity to spend your hour and 25 minutes with me. Thank you for listening and supporting Chris Lowery as your independent candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff. Tag a friend, talk about me to somebody, coworker, neighbor to your left, neighbor to your right, across the street neighbor, and let's do some good things to make Jefferson County what it used to be, with the crime levels, where we can start getting some economic growth within this county and raise more funds to have better roads and better things within our community, better services for us. So anyway, as always, know I'm available at 870-556-0330. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you real soon. Tomorrow, I'll be out with one of my voters who's wanting to take me into different areas of the county. If you see me, holler at me. Let's shake hands, take a picture, and spread the good word between one another. Again, as always, remember, God bless Jefferson County. Have a good night.